then since then, we started up basically the second fund in 2020, and that one is still ongoing. So we've had the first exit, the second and third, have been very strong, been averaging 8.8% monthly revenue, and we're really just building up the asset value to divest those.
Mike, what should somebody do if they don't have experience in this industry? It sounds appealing, obviously, to anybody. This makes sense, but like, how do we know what to look for? What would you tell somebody? What would you tell your mom or dad who was looking to invest, to do due diligence, to understand this business model more? Obviously, find out more about your company and things like that. But what to learn the industry, I guess.
Absolutely. Well, the reality is none of us are geologists, right? So if we go through the PPM and look at the science, no one's going to be able to really figure that out. So a big thing you want to look at is, the track record of the company. We've been in business for 26 years, as well as our model. I mean, really what differentiates us to every other oil and gas and a lot of the horror stories is the standard model is, we'll raise $100 million and we'll drill 10 wells. And off those 10 wells, you're going to get monthly revenue for the next 5 to 15 years, hoping that oil prices stay strong in the beginning, and that you can get that return back quicker. So I would say the biggest difference maker, and what I would really recommend is, I know Vinney had mentioned it, our owner wrote a book talking about our model in oil and gas, and anyone that's interested that actually watches this that would like to receive a copy, just let us know, send a message to Vinney or Beau, and I would be happy to actually mail you out a copy, because I do think the first step is better understanding the investment, right? I mean, really going through the presentation and getting a good idea. And from what we found, many of our partners are familiar with real estate. And there are many similarities between our project and a multifamily deal. And I think that's why it's made it more simple to understand than a standard oil and gas deal. So the biggest thing I would recommend is come to the webinar, learn more about it. Because if you don't understand it, you're probably not going to move forward.
I love that, because in multifamily, last 18 years, I've been doing it 80-20 split, both. So it's the same way. 80% goes to the investors up to the return of capital, and 20% to the general partners. And we are general partners, by the way, in like 2024, and then we become limited partners. So there is a special clause which lets you do that. So you get the whole deduction as active loss, and then you become limited partner. It's, and the other part is, after the waterfall is done, 80-20, then there is 65 or 70% split still that goes to the investors, and then the rest 35 or 30% goes to the general partners.
So
very similar to multifamily.
I'm looking at getting a quarterly distribution, and
then
monthly distribution. And is that like determined by the investment I put in, whether it's $100 or $1 million? There's different ranges.
There is, yes.
Okay, and then upon exit, 3 to 5 years from now, who's buying this? Oh, how do you guys position to sell and exit out? And then how are they valued